Assalamualaikum and a very good morning everyone. Welcome to our forum titled Vitamin and Mineral Micronutrient with Macro Benefit. I'm your moderator and today we will be exploring how these tiny nutrients create huge impact on animal health, growth and productivity. I'm very excited to introduce our panelists. First, we have Dr. Nakiba, a veterinary nutritionist who specializes in formulating balanced diet in for livestock. Next, Dr. Chan, a large animal veterinarian with years of experience treating nutrient deficiency on farm. And finally, Mr. Hadif, an experienced farmer who deal with this nutritional challenge daily. Before we begin our discussion, I would like to start by showing everyone a short introduction video that explains what micronutrients are and why they are so crucial in animal nutrition.
Smile and learn!
Do you know which foods have vitamins? And do you know what minerals do for our body? Let's find out. What are they? Vitamins and mineral salts are nutrients we need in small amounts. They help us stay healthy, and thanks to them, our body can function correctly. Types of vitamins and mineral salts. Vitamins are represented with letters. Did you know that? A, B, C, D, E, and K. There are so many. Fruits and leafy greens are those foods packed with vitamins. But meat and fish contain vitamins too. For example, oranges and strawberries have a lot of vitamin C, while carrots provide vitamin A. Among the minerals found in foods, there is iron, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, or potassium. But there are many more. Did you know that water contains minerals as well? We can find minerals in all types of foods. Lentils and meat, for example, are packed with iron. Foods like yogurt and milk contain calcium, which is very important for our bones and teeth. What do vitamins and minerals provide us with? Vitamins and minerals help our body carry out the vital functions. It's very important to eat fruit and leafy greens at least 5 times a day to get all these nutrients, and this way maintain a balanced diet. Vitamin and mineral-rich foods. For breakfast or snack, you can make a fruit salad mixing different types of fruit like bananas, apples, kiwis, or strawberries. Combine them in any way you like. This way, your salad will be packed with different vitamins and mineral salts. For lunch, you can make salads mixing fruits and vegetables. You can also make vegetable cakes or mix vegetables with other foods like rice to make risottos.
Alright, that was a great introduction. Now that we have seen the overview visually, let's move into the expert explanation from our panelists. With that, I invite our first panelist, Dr. Nakiba.
Thank you, moderator. It's a pleasure to be here. When we talk about vitamins, we usually divide them into 2 categories: fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Each behave differently in the body and each have a specific roles that are crucial for animal survival and performance. Let me begin with fat-soluble vitamins: vitamin A, D, E, and K. These vitamins are stored in the liver and fatty tissues, so animals don't need them daily, but they must receive them consistently over time. Vitamin A is one of the most important vitamins in livestock. It maintains eye health, supports skin and mucous membranes, improves immunity, and plays a key role in reproduction. When deficiency occurs, the first signs are poor vision, night blindness, rough skin, poor fertility, and frequent infections. But too much vitamin A is also harmful. It may cause bone deformities and liver issues. In poultry, you may observe keratinized eyelids and respiratory infection because the mucous membranes lose their protective layer. Vitamin D regulates calcium and phosphorus for bone growth. Without enough vitamin D, bones cannot grow properly improperly, leading to rickets or weak bones. In poultry, deficiency results in thin eggshells. Excess vitamin D can lead to dangerous mineral deposits in organs, causes calcium to accumulate in blood vessels, kidney, lung, and even the heart, a condition we call metastatic calcification. Vitamin E functions as an antioxidant. It protects cells from oxidative damage and is essential for fertility. Low vitamin E often causes white muscle disease and can lead to several syndromes such as nervous disorder in poultry, leaky blood vessels, and reproductive failure in many species. Too much vitamin E is rare but can interfere with absorption of other vitamins like A and K. Vitamin K is needed for blood clotting. Without it, even small wounds can lead to serious bleeding, prolonged bleeding after dehorning or castration, and blood spots inside it. Toxicity is uncommon, but synthetic vitamin K3 can cause oxidative damage if overdosed. Now, water-soluble vitamins, the B complex with vitamin C, cannot be stored in the body, so they must be supplied regularly. B-complex vitamins support metabolism, energy production, nerve function, and red blood cell formation. Deficiency leads to poor growth, reduced appetite, and neurological issues. For B-complex vitamins, deficiencies can cause keratoparesis in chicks, anemia, irregular heartbeat, and nervous disorders such as staggering or convulsions. Toxicities are very rare because excess is excreted, but extremely high doses can disturb appetite. Most farm animals can synthesize vitamin C, but some species cannot, such as guinea pigs and certain fish. For them, deficiency causes weak immunity, slow healing, and joint issues. In short, vitamins are like the spark plugs of metabolism. Even with good protein and energy sources, without vitamin, the animal's body cannot function efficiently.
Thank you, Dr. Nakiba. Before we shift our attention to mineral, let's watch a brief video illustrating how optimal vitamin nutrition impacts animal health and performance.
We believe that every single animal should receive the right level of vitamins. The reason is simple. Vitamins are vital to their health, well-being, and performance. Vitamins are the foundation for balanced animal nutrition. Optimum vitamin nutrition is about feeding animals high-quality vitamins in the right amounts and ratios appropriate to their life stage and growing conditions. To accomplish this, we are intensely engaged in research and development, and we focus on partnering with all important stakeholders, leading scientists, universities, genetics companies, independent research institutes, and customers. This enables us to develop and produce a complete line of high-quality vitamins and support the feed industry with our vitamin supplementation guidelines. All ingredients in animal feed are regularly evaluated, and likewise vitamin levels and ratios require the same degree of attention. We therefore encourage the feed industry and all other stakeholders to check the vitamin levels in their animal feed, always.
As we saw in the video, proper vitamin nutrition is not just about quantity, it's about balance, bioavailability, and meeting the specific needs of each species. Now, let's hear from our second expert, Dr. Chan, who will explain the mineral side of macronutrient.
Thank you. Animals require two types of minerals, which are macro minerals and trace minerals. So let's start with macro minerals, which animals require in larger quantities. Calcium and phosphorus are especially crucial because they form the foundation of bones and teeth. Calcium is also needed for muscle constructions and in dairy animals. For milk productions, when there is a deficiency, young animals develop rickets, while lactating animals may suffer from milk fever due to low blood calcium level. Poultry will lay eggs with thin or soft cells. However, too much calcium, especially in species like goats, can cause urinary stones, which can be fatal if untreated. Calcium deficiency not only causes rickets and milk fever but also leads to poor muscle contractions, weak heartbeat, and reduced feed intake. In severe cases, animal may collapse and become unable to stand. Calcium toxicity can interfere with absorption of zinc and phosphorus, causing urinary stones and kidney damage. Phosphorus deficiency results in eating disordered behavior. Animals start chewing wood, stones, or soil because their body craves minerals. Their growth becomes stunted. Bones become brittle and fertility drops. Excess phosphorus can pollute water and disrupt calcium balance. Magnesium is another essential mineral, especially for ruminants. When animals graze on large, fast-growing grasses that are low in magnesium, they may develop a life-threatening conditions called grass tetany. Animals appear nervous, twitching, and may collapse suddenly. For magnesium, deficiency causes grass tetany, characterized by muscle spasms, aggressive behavior, and sudden death. Toxicity is real, but may cause diarrhea and low blood pressure. Sodium, potassium, and chloride are involved in maintaining fluid balance and acid-base regulations. When these minerals are lacking, animals may appear dehydrated, lose appetite, and gain weight poorly. Sodium deficiency leads to craving for soap, reduced milk productions, and dehydration. Too much sodium causes water toxicity, swelling of the brain, and even death if anyone drinks large amount of water suddenly. Potassium deficiency causes muscle weakness, poor growth, and irregular heartbeat, but toxicity is more common in cattle eating large pastures. It interferes with magnesium absorption, increasing the risk of grass tetany. So now for trace minerals, which are needed in small amounts but have enormous impacts. Iron is critical for hemoglobin formations. In piglets, iron deficiency is extremely common because sow milk naturally contains very little iron. That's why piglets are usually given iron injections within the first week of life. Copper is needed for pigmentations, connective tissue, and immune functions. Animals with copper deficiency may show faded coat color, bone fragility, or anemia. But sheep are extremely sensitive to copper toxicity, which can lead to sudden death due to liver damage. Zinc is vital for skin health and wound healing. Pigs with zinc deficiency often develop parakeratosis, where the skins become thick, scaly, and crusty. Zinc deficiency leads to thick, crusty skin, slow wound healing, and poor sperm quality in males. Zinc toxicity disrupts copper absorption, leading to secondary copper deficiency. Selenium works closely with vitamin E as an antioxidant. Deficiency can cause bowel muscle disease in lambs and calves, where the muscles literally degenerate. But selenium toxicity is equally dangerous and can cause hoof deformities, hair loss, and reduced appetite. Selenium deficiency causes white muscle disease, retained placenta after calving, and weak newborns that cannot stand. Selenium toxicity causes hair loss, cracked hoofs, difficulty breathing, and eventually respiratory failure. So, as you can see, minerals can be invisible to the eye, but their effects are very visible in animals. From a feed technology perspective, ensuring the right macronutrient level is a precise process. In feed meals, we use premixed concentrated blends of vitamins and minerals to guarantee every batch has consistent levels. However, issues like heat during pelleting or improper storage can destroy vitamins, especially vitamin A, D, and K. This means that even if we formulate correctly, losses can even happen before the feed reaches the farm. Modern feed mills now use coated vitamins and chelated minerals to improve the stability and absorption. This innovation helps farmers reduce deficiencies and improve feed efficiency.
As someone who works with animals every day, I can confirm that micronutrient problems are extremely common on farm. Many farmers, especially beginners, tend to think that animals fall sick because of bacteria or parasite. But in reality, many illnesses begin with a simple nutritional imbalance. For example, I once had several goat kids who kept showing with leg, slow growth, and dull hair growth. After a vet visit, we discovered they were experiencing vitamin A and copper deficiency because their diet lacked diversity and my mineral block had run out without me realizing. Within a week of correcting their supplementation, the improvement was very noticeable. I also see issue in poultry. There was a time when many of my hen laid egg with extremely thin shell. At first, I thought maybe they were stressed, but the real issue was a lack of calcium and vitamin D. Once we added oyster shell and increased sunlight exposure, egg shell quality improved within days. And like many farmers, I have also experienced the danger of over-supplementation. Once I accidentally added too much selenium premix to my feed, the birds started losing feather and eating less. It taught me that correct measurement is just as important as giving the right nutrient. Nutrition is the foundation of farm success. I always remind new farmer that it is much cheaper to prevent illness through proper diet than to treat sick animal later.
Thank you, panelists. Now that we understand the function, deficiency, and the real challenge farmers face when animals show slow growth, weak bone, and poor coat quality. Before we continue, I think this is the perfect time to warm up our discussion with something fun, a little myth versus fact section. Because when it comes to vitamin and mineral, there are so many misconceptions that farmers, students, and even some new veterinarians still believe. So, let me start with the first one, a very common myth I hear all the time. First, animals only need grass or pellet. Supplements are unnecessary. Dr. Nakiba, what do you think about this?
That is one of the biggest myths in livestock nutrition. People assume that as long as an animal eats grass, it gets everything it needs. But modern pastures are not like the old days. Many soils are deficient in copper, selenium, zinc, or even phosphorus. So, the grass grown on those soils is also lacking. And pellets, yes, they are balanced, but vitamin losses happen during heat processing and storage. So, supplementation is still important, especially during breeding, growth, or high production periods.
So, the fact is, even with pellet and grass, micronutrient gaps still exist. Number 2. More vitamins mean healthier animals. Myth 2. More vitamin means healthier animals. Dr. Chan, this one sounds dangerous, but many believe it.
Yes, and it is a myth. I correct almost weekly in my veterinary practice. Vitamins and minerals do not work like magic booster. A deficiency is harmful, but an overdose is equally harmful. Too much vitamin D can cause mineral deposits in the kidneys and hearts. Too much selenium can cause hair loss and cracked hooves. Too much copper can kill a sheep within hours. So balance is more important than quantity.
Oh, so the fact enough is good, too much is dangerous. Myth 3. Mineral block alone are already complete. Mr. Hadif, as a farmer, what's your experience with this myth?
I used to believe this. I thought if we have mineral block, everything is solved. But mineral block are supplement, not a complete diet. They help grazing animal fill nutritional gap, but they cannot replace premises or balance feed. Some animals don't even need enough of block, especially young animals.
So, the fact mineral blocks are helpful, but not a full solution. Myth 4. Micronutrients are only meant for growth, not adult animal.
This is false. Adult animals need micronutrients for reproduction, immunity, bone strength, milk production, egg formation, and everything. In fact, many reproductive failures come from micronutrient deficiencies.
Thank you everyone. So, our myth versus fact takeaway today is simple. Micronutrients are small, but misinformation about them is huge. To help the audience understand how serious micronutrient problem can be, we will review real-life case studies. These are issues that happen quietly on farm every day, sometimes without farmers noticing until it's too late. Let's start with the first case. Case study 1. Goat kid with weak legs and dull coat. This case comes from a smallholder goat farm. Several kids developed weak legs, walked stiffly, and had dull rough coat. At first, the farmer suspect parasite, but protein deworming didn't help.
These are classical signs of vitamin A and copper deficiency. Without vitamin A, epithelial tissues weaken, causing dull coat and low immunity. Copper deficiency affects bone formation and pigmentation.
And when we tested the feed, the hay was old and lacked nutrients, and their mineral block had melted in the ground, so the animals barely consumed any minerals.
And after supplement correction,
I have seen this. Give injectable vitamin A, provide fresh forage, and repairs mineral block. Within 1 week, the kids become active again.
okay, let's move to case study 2. Thin eggshell in layer hens. This second case comes from a poultry farm where hens lay egg with extremely thin and soft shell.
That almost always points to calcium and vitamin D3 deficiency. Without vitamin D3, calcium cannot be absorbed or deposited into the shell gland.
And in this case, the farmer stored his feed in a hot shed. Vitamin D3 is destroyed by heat over time, so even though the feed was balanced at the meal, the nutrients degraded before the chickens ate it.
After adding oyster shell and improving feed storage, egg quality returned to normal within a few days. Okay, let's move to case study 3. Sudden collapse in dairy cow after calving. The dairy farmers report cow collapse right after giving birth.
That's classic milk failure caused by low blood calcium. High-producing cows lost huge amount of calcium in milk, and without supplementation before and after calving, their bodies cannot adjust fast enough.
This is mineral imbalance, not a disease. Prevention requires controlled pre-calving diets and providing oral calcium immediately after calving.
Let's move to case study 4. Piglet with pale skin and slow growth.
There is iron deficiency anemia. Sow milk is naturally low in iron, so piglets always need iron injection on day 3 to 5 of life.
If you skip the injection, piglet become a weak, pale, and at risk of death.
All these cases show that micronutrient problem may start quietly but can turn serious quickly. Prevention is always cheaper than treatment. We will now move into our reaction section. Panelists, feel free to respond to each other. Fine. You may agree, disagree, and elaborate based on your experience.
I completely agree with what Mr. Hadid mentioned. Many farmers underestimate the importance of micronutrients, and often the first signs, like dull coats or weak animals, are not recognized as nutritional problems.
Yes, that's true. In the clinic, many metabolic or skeletal problems we treat could have been prevented with proper vitamin and mineral management. Nutrition is truly a form of disease prevention.
And prevention is always cheaper. A simple mineral block or premix costs far less than treating a sick animal.
Interesting point. Do you think mineral block are still effective?
Yes, especially for grazing animals. Mineral blocks can fill the gap where pasture is deficient.
But they should not replace complete feed or for high producing animals.
Thank you for this explanation, panelists. Before we move to our Q&A, I want us to explore something very important, real case study and the economic impact of micronutrient issue. Because vitamin and mineral problem are not just health issue, they are business issue that affect feed costs, production rate, and overall farm profit. So let's hear how micronutrient imbalance truly affect the economy of the farm.
One of the most striking cases I have encountered involved a poultry farm where egg production dropped suddenly by almost 20%. The owner suspected a viral disease, but laboratory tests showed no infection. What we eventually discovered was a severe vitamin D deficiency. Without vitamin D, hens cannot utilize calcium properly, leading to thin shells and reduced in laying. The farmer was using hundreds of eggs per day, and we calculated the daily loss. It amounted to nearly 300 to 400 ringgit daily, all because of one missing micronutrient. This shows that vitamin deficiency indirectly affect profit margins. When animals grow slower, more feed is used. When immunity is low, more money is spent on antibiotics. When fertility drops, the whole breeding cycle becomes inefficient. Micronutrients may be small, but their economic footprint is very large.
I recently handled a dairy cow diagnosed with milk fever, a condition caused by low calcium levels. The cow could not stand, was shaking, and had very low body temperature. Treatment required calcium infusions, anti-inflammatory medications, and 2 days of intensive monitoring. For those 2 days, the cow could not produce any milk. The farmer spent money on treatment, lost production incomes, and lost time. When we calculated the farm's loss for just one cow, it exceeded 800 ringgit. Imagine if 3 or 4 cows suffer from sand deficiency, the financial impact multipliers. Another example is copper deficiency in cattle, which leads to poor fertility. If a cow fails to get pregnant, the farmer loses almost an entire year of productions. That single deficiency affects revenue for months. So whenever people say minerals are minor, I always tell them the money you save by correcting deficiencies is far greater than the cost of supplementations.
I have felt these losses myself. A few years back, some of my goat kids were growing very slowly. They looked small for their age. Their hair was dull, and a few had bow leg. I thought it was genetic or maybe parasite. After consulting a vet, we discovered they were lacking vitamin A and zinc. When we calculate the cost, the losses were shocking because the kid grew slower. I had to feed them one extra month before they could be sold. The extra month of feeding cost me almost Rm200 per animal, and I had more than 10 animals in that condition. Another time, I lost a doe because of selenium toxicity after I accidentally doubled the premix. The value of the doe plus medical cost was almost 600. That's when I truly realized micronutrient mistake can make or break a farm profitability. Getting the right balance is not optional, it's essential.
Thank you very much for this powerful example. What we have learned from these case studies is that macronutrient issues are not just a theoretical problem that cost farmers money, time, animal and productivity. A simple vitamin deficiency can lead to hundreds of ringgit in losses. A mineral toxicities can wipe out months of hard work. So, understanding vitamin and mineral is not only about animal health. It's a direct investment into farm sustainability and financial stability. We have covered the function, efficiency, and the real challenge farmers face when their animals show weak bone, slow growth, dull coat, and poor productivity. Now, before this problem happens, prevention is the key. In this segment, we are going to discuss how farmers can set up proper prevention protocol, including how to schedule vitamin and mineral supplementation, how to store vitamin correctly, and what early warning signs they should monitor every week and how to avoid toxicity. We will also look at how seasonal change, whether rainy month, dry month and breeding season, affect micronutrient needs.
Thank you. When we talk about prevention, the first thing farmers must understand is the importance of a consistent supplementation schedule. Many farmers only give vitamins when animals look sick or weak, but vitamins don't work like medicine. They work best when given regularly, even when the animal looks healthy. For animals in intensive system like poultry, feedlot cattle, or dairy goods, vitamins and minerals should be included in their daily feed because their metabolic demand is very high. For small-scale farms or ruminants, giving vitamin A, D, E injections every 2 to 3 months, providing a mineral block at all times, and giving B-complex supplements during periods of stress can prevent most deficiencies. The schedule also changes by stage of production. For example, during the breeding season, adding vitamin E and selenium supports fertility. During early growth, extra calcium and phosphorus ensure proper bone development. The principle is simple. A routine supplementation plan leads to healthier animals.
That's absolutely right. But even if farmers buy good quality vitamins, they can lose their effectiveness if stored incorrectly. Many vitamins, especially vitamins A, D, E, and B complex, are very sensitive to heat, light, and humidity. If exposed, their potency drops quickly. That's why all vitamins liquids, powders, and premixes must be kept in a cool, dry place and away from sunlight. Once a bottle of liquid vitamins is opened, farmers should use it within 2 to 3 months. Mineral powders should be stored in airtight containers to prevent mold. One very common mistake is mixing vitamins into hot feed. Heat destroys vitamins instantly. Vitamins should always be added only when the feed has cooled completely. Proper storage makes the difference between a supplement that works and one that becomes useless.
I completely agree. From a farmer's point of view, many deficiencies can be detected early just by observing the animal every week. For example, dull hair, coat, or excessive shedding usually indicate deficiency in vitamin A, zinc, or biotin. If young goat, lamb, or sheep keep stumbling or having difficulty standing, that's often an early sign of weak bone due to vitamin D or calcium deficiency. Growth rate is also an important clue if a few animals are much smaller than the rest of the group. That's often nutritional, not genetic. Behavior change also tell us something. Animals that always lick wall or soil usually have mineral deficiencies. With weekly monitoring, farmers can catch this problem early before they become serious.
And of course, we must talk about toxicity because many farmers are worried about giving too much. Some vitamins, especially A, D, and E, can become toxic if given in very high doses or combined with too many supplements at once. Selenium is another mineral that must be handled carefully because too much can cause muscle tears, poor growth, or even pregnancy loss. Toxicity usually happens when farmers double the dose without guidance or mix multiple premixes together. The safest approach is always to follow the product label, avoid doubling the dose, and consult a veterinarian before combining supplements.
And seasonal changes also play a huge role in determining what animals need. During the rainy seasons, temperature drops and parasites increase, so animals need more vitamin A, D, E, and minerals to support immunity. In hot, dry months, heat stress is the biggest issue. Vitamin C and electrolytes help animals stay hydrated and stable. During breeding seasons, fertility supplements like vitamin E and selenium become essential. in stress events such as weaning, transportations, or vaccinations. Giving B complex daily for a few days helps reduce stress and speed recovery. When farmers adjust supplements according to the seasons, they manage nutrition in a much smarter and more effective way.
Thank you everyone. Prevention is truly the most cost-effective strategy. By giving supplement on the right schedule, storing them properly, monitoring animal weekly, and adjusting based on the season, farmers can reduce deficiency and avoid major loss. This concludes segment 6 of our forum. We will now open the floor for a quick Q&A section. We will take 1 or 2 questions.
I have a question. How do farmers know if their animal need vitamin injection instead of feed supplementation?
Okay. Vitamin injections are used when animals are severely deficient or sick. Most healthy animals only need balanced feed and mineral blocks.
Second question. Can over supplementation cause toxicity?
Thank you for the question. Yes, for example, too much vitamin D causes calcification of organs, and excess selenium can cause hair loss and hoof problems. Balance is the key.
How can farmers ensure animals get complete micronutrient when they rely mostly on natural pasture?
The best approach is to provide a free choice mineral block and supplement it with a balanced premix, at least once or twice a week. Pasture alone can rarely meet all macronutrient requirements.
What is the early sign of mineral deficiency that many people fail to notice?
Okay. So one of the earliest signs is usually coat quality. The dark, rough, or patchy coat often indicates deficiency in zinc, copper, or vitamin A. Unfortunately, many owners ignore this until more severe symptoms appear.
I have a question. How do I know which supplement brand is good? They all look the same. I always get confused choosing vitamin brand. Some are cheap, some are expensive. How do I know which one is actually effective?
That's a very common and important question. A good supplement brand should always provide a clear label that states the exact amount of each vitamin or mineral. If the label is vague or doesn't list the ingredients properly, avoid it. Another thing to check is whether the supplement is protected from heat and light. For example, vitamin A, D, and E should come in dark bottles. And of course, find brands that have been used successfully by vets or commercial farms because that's a sign of reliability.
I do also like to make the supplements with unrealistic claims like growth twice as fast or immediate results are usually marketing tricks. Instead of focusing on brand names, focus on formulation quality. If you want extra assurance, choose a product with GMP or ISO certifications because it shows that the company follows strict manufacturing standards.
As a farmer, my simple rule is what works on your farm. Sometimes cheaper brands work well, sometimes they don't. I always test new supplement on a small group of animals first before using them on the whole farm. If I see better coat condition, appetite and growth after 2 to 3 weeks, I will continue using that brand.
Excellent point from all panelists. Let's move on to our next question. Can natural feed replace vitamin supplement? If I give vegetable, leaf and good quality grass, do I still need vitamin supplement?
Naturally rich feeds like fresh greens do provide vitamins, but they are not always enough. For example, vitamin A in plants must be converted into active form in the animal's body, and not all species do this efficiently. Poultry and pigs especially need additional supplements because natural feed alone cannot meet their metabolic demand.
And another issue is seasonal variations. During the dry season, grass quality decreases drastically. The vitamin content drops and animals will quickly develop deficiencies. That's why supplementation is important. It helps maintain consistent nutrients intake even when feed quality changes.
In my farm experience, natural feed is helpful, but without supplement, I always see slower growth and dull coat. Once I start giving mineral block and regular vitamin A, D, E, the animal look much healthier. So for me, natural feed alone is not enough.
How do I prevent mineral toxicity? I'm scared to overdose of my animal. What is the safest way to avoid mineral toxicity?
This is an important concern. Toxicity usually happens when farmers combine multiple supplements without calculating the total dose. For example, giving a mineral premix to vitamin A D injection and an additional selenium supplement all at once can overload the animal. The safest approach is always to use only one main supplement at a time and follow the recommended dose set.
Another key point is species sensitivity. Sheep, for example, are very sensitive to copper, so supplements for cattle or goats should never be given to sheep. Always choose a product formulated specifically for your species. And if you are unsure, consult a veterinarians. It's better to ask them to risk toxicity.
I learned this the hard way. I once added too much selenium premix to my broiler feed. They lost feather and ate less. Now I strictly follow the dosage and never mix supplement randomly. It saves money and prevents accident.
Thank you for the helpful insight. We have time for one more question. What is the fastest way to identify vitamin deficiency on the farm? Sometimes animals don't show clear symptoms until it's too late. Is there any quick method to detect deficiency early?
Yes, one of the fastest methods is to observe growth and coat condition. Poor weight gain, dull fur, or rough feathers are usually early indicators. You don't need lab tests to notice these signs. Just weekly monitoring is enough.
I also recommend checking behavior. If animals start chewing wood, rocks, walls, or licking soil, that's a classic sign of mineral deficiency. Weak bones, difficulty descending, or frequent falls in young animals also indicate vitamin D or calcium problems.
For me, the simplest method is comparing group. If 90% of the flock look normal but 10% are smaller or weak, there is a nutritional issue. And when I see this yearly, I increase supplementation before the whole flock is affected.
Wonderful. Thank you for the thoughtful answer. Thank you very much to all our panelists and participants. Today we have learned that micronutrients required in tiny amount determine the health, productivity, immunity, and reproductive success of animals. Deficiency can weak animals, reduce growth, and increase disease risk, while toxicities can be equally harmful. Balanced nutrition is essential for maintaining animal well-being and achieve maximum performance on the farm. I hope today's session has given everyone a clear understanding of the importance of vitamin and mineral. Thank you once again to our speakers and to everyone who joined us today. With that, we officially conclude our forum session.